Welcome back this week for Doing Life Radio. Okay, Joyce, what are we talking about today?
All right, today we are talking about all things apps.
Oh, I love apps. I love the buffalo chicken wings that they bring out there. Sometimes the little finger foods. Chili's got some of the best apps out there.
Yeah,
you can go
that's
there.
not exactly what we're talking about, Sam. We are talking about the apps on your phone, the things that distract you from work, from your family, from your loved ones, the things that we should not be doing while we should be doing life. But we all love apps, so today we are dedicating the episode to our favorite phone apps.
Thank you for listening, and let's find out the Rimple Top 10 Apps of 2019. It's so early. Here we go.
Okay, so welcome back. In today's episode, we're going to be talking all about phone apps.
That's right.
So what are our favorite phone apps? We don't know. We made separate lists. And hopefully we can come up with the Rimple Top 10 phone apps. That's the goal.
Everyone's been waiting for this.
I know. They can't even wait to see what's going on our cell phones.
Now, normally you wait till the end of the year to do top 10 lists, like the top 10 of 2018, the top 10 of 2017. But we're jumping right into this thing early on.
Top 10 early 2019.
Top 10 early 2019.
We're that confident nothing else is going to be better. But if you have an app that's better, let us know. Our lists may be sad. So here's how we're going to roll this thing. You're going to give me an app. You're going to tell me why it's so fantastic.
Yep.
I'm going to give you an app. I'm going to tell you why it's so fantastic. We'll come up with our top 10 because probably we'll have some maybe duplicates on our lists. I don't know. But maybe we'll have more than 10. We'll see. But the goal is to get our top 10.
Again, these are our top 10. These are the ones that we use all the time.
Right, our daily ones.
Now let's knock out the obvious ones. We'll get those out of the way, like Instagram,
no
Facebook,
Instagram, no
Twitter.
Facebook. That's all off the table. Everybody uses social media platforms. We get it. We use them too. Not Twitter. I hate Twitter. But the rest of them we use.
I think this would be a good segue to say that we do have a Facebook page at Doing Life Radio. We do have an Instagram account at Doing Life Radio, and we welcome comments and followers and all that. So if you're listening and you haven't gone that route, jump down that rabbit hole, like us, and you'll get to see when the latest episodes come out. You'll get to see some of the Q&As that we have going on, and quite frankly, we're trying to be social media savvy, so you guys could help us out there.
Yeah, we're gonna need help.
We definitely need help. We grew up in a world where if we wanted to play, we went outside.
Yeah, we played a game.
We played games and we had sticks and we interacted with other people. We actually saw the people we were interacting with.
Yeah, they were tough times, but we made it out. We're good now.
How quickly does that age us? And that we're like, we're street kids. Like we went on the street.
Street kids, yeah, we were rough street kids.
Hardcore street kids going outside playing. Now I played a lot of kickball and wiffle ball and stickball. What did you do? Did you play a lot outside?
We rode our bikes. We had what are those skates that are all in a line?
Rollerblades?
Yes, we had rollerblades. We went rollerblading. We went.
Did you rollerblade on the street, like on the playground? Okay.
We were street kids, like
street
you
kids.
said.
We were hardcore street kids.
Yeah, we did that stuff. So
I remember we would just whenever the kid in the neighborhood got the new wiffle ball bat.
We played wiffle ball. I did that.
The next big thing, and everyone would come out and we'd be playing it till either the ball got dented or the bat broke, and it was just that. I still remember. Like that classic little kids film, like run outside, Johnny got a new bat, and everyone starts talking, Johnny got a new bat, Johnny got a new bat. So we always celebrated each other's birthdays because we knew eventually one of the bats are coming out. And then the parent would come out, not that skinny yellow wiffle ball bat, but the big
fat one.
Oh, the big fat one. You felt like every time you swung it, you're going to hit a home run.
We used to play a game called Let's Go Walk Behind the Neighbor's House that has a pool, and let's walk back and forth until they say, hey, do you want to come swim with us? That was a favorite in our house.
I've heard that story before. I know this neighbor, right?
We literally did this.
He now teaches our kids guitar.
Yep.
That's one of the stories he likes to bring up. You guys just walk back and forth till
they finally get caved. They're like, do you want to come swim with us? We'd love to have you.
Again, street kids with a neighbor with a pool.
We were the street kids.
Street kids with pool neighbors.
All right. I'm curious. What's one of yours on your list of your top phone apps?
I will what they call Jesus juke this thing, and I'll jump right out. My first one, and the one I use every day, is the YouVersion Bible app.
Really?
Yep. I have it set up to give me the verse of the day. So a lot of times it'll pop up, and I get the verse of the day, and more times than not, I will then jump in to read the context around it. So
Right.
it's got a little button you can push where you can then see the chapter that it came in. I'm a huge fan of context and not just taking a single verse out and being able to go through. Worst case scenario, if like I'm missing, if I don't get a chance to get my own personal quiet time in on the day,
At least you got that.
at least I got that coming to me. And, we work with teens and children. And I always say, if you got a smartphone, download this app. Now, having said that, I don't think our kids have it on their phones.
I don't have it on my phone.
You don't have it on your
I do not
phone?
like using my phone for stuff like that. I don't use it for a calendar. I don't use it for a book. I don't use it for a Bible. And I'm not against it. I think that's fantastic that you can do it. I hate it. I
Really?
want an actual physical book. I'll
do
use
like-
a Kindle for like a story, like a novel, but not for my Bible. I want my actual Bible and my calendar too. I'm the same way. I don't want
do
to
have
put it
a-
in my phone. I want to write it in a book. So no, I don't have that one. Sorry.
You do have that. Now for church, I like to have my physical Bible on hand. I like to underline. I like to take notes. It's the one thing the YouVersion. I mean, you can highlight things. You
Yeah.
can take notes in it, but it's not the same. I remember back in the day, not back in the day, stories, whatever. I've seen my grandfather's Bible and all the notes that are surrounding that, and that's always been kind of like one of those things in the back of my mind. Maybe there's a day I'll have a Bible that'll be full of notes. So the YouVersion I like because it's right on hand. Like I'll be, in the middle of the day, you think, well, what does that mean? What's that say? So you can always find out. So I do.
I can see the convenience.
Yeah.
Yes, maybe I'll get it on my phone one day.
So
but
that's
not today.
mine. I came out swinging super spiritual. So obviously it's all downhill from there.
Whatever. Yeah,
So what?
okay.
All right. What's the first one on your list?
So-
Now it doesn't necessarily mean number one. First one on your list.
Got it. Okay.
Go ahead. Feel free to share that with me.
Shut
Just
it.
jump. Okay.
Okay. So I love, and I hope this is on your list too.
Okay.
Words with Friends.
It is on my list.
is?
It's a lot further down my list, but it is on my list.
I love playing Words with Friends. I have always 20 words waiting for me. So if I ever have some downtime, I'm waiting in the car for the kids to get out of school or whatever. You can always play it. It doesn't matter if internet's up and running. It's not one of those apps where you have to be on Wi-Fi. So it just always gives you something to do. It gets your brain going. And in our house, we play for blood. We are so competitive in Words with Friends, especially our 11-year-old. He is serious about it.
Yeah, JT crushed it. I'm sure
He
he's
will
cheating.
take
He's got to
you
be cheating.
down.
No, and he's
Words
not.
with
He's not
Friends.
nice. Now I am late to this game. I remember I played it early on. I don't really get into it so much, but I picked it once. JT got the phone and he got
As
the
soon
app.
as he got it, he was all over it.
Because you guys, he would take over your account and start playing.
Yes.
And you guys would
And
go
now I
over.
lost him. I had a buddy system. I had a secret in my back pocket. My 11-year-old would come over and help me. But once he got his own phone, he totally jumped ship. He totally abandoned me. And now he's on his own team and he's demolishing me. And he isn't even nice about it.
No, I did beat him the first game I played him. I beat him by 1 point. Came down to the last
Well,
letter.
hold on
literally.
to that victory.
Oh no, without a doubt, we haven't gotten anywhere near finishing our second one yet. But I do play it. I play it with a few other friends, and yeah, I'm slowly in the game. I'm not great at it. I get frustrated because I want one more letter.
I love it. I don't know. It's a fun app for me.
You do find it, and I do find that it. My phone blinks, and there you are, challenging me again.
Yeah,
Now I
let's
think,
go, buddy.
as far as 2019 is concerned, I'm 0 for against you. I think I'm 0 for 2, or I'm 0
I
for-
beat you twice. Is that
Oh,
what
yeah,
you're saying?
yeah.
I demolish. I wipe the floor with you in Words with Friends.
the first one you did. We're in the middle of a second one or a
All
third
right,
one.
well, we'll see. We'll have to keep you posted on that challenge.
Yeah. Feel free to reach out to us and find out how bad at spelling I am. The nice thing about it, and I have learned this strategy, and Javen does it a lot, is just throw letters at it. You never know.
You just have to see. Is it a word? Let
Yeah.
me try it out.
I think I've tried for so long to have a strategy and his word, but now I'm like, there's things out there I don't know how to spell or pronounce,
Yeah,
but it's
just
an
try
actual
it.
word, so just shoot it out there.
All right, so we got 2 down. What do you got next?
The next one I love and really starting to use a lot more is the Waze app. WAZE.
Oh, yeah, you do. I don't have that on my phone, but I hear it when I'm in the car with you.
Yeah, this one is probably the best, especially if you're going a long distance and you want to get around traffic jams. It's a social-driven GPS. And I know recently they bought up, or Google bought them, so they're using the same maps that Google Maps is using.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But the ironic thing is, it's all about, it's socially. So like you drive up and you get to a traffic jam, you get an option on the app to pick. I'm sitting in a traffic jam. So now you should not do that while you're driving. The passenger should be doing all this information. They
Obviously.
should be doing it, obviously. But then, so it collects all this information, and then there's a traffic jam ahead, and the app will redirect you around that traffic jam, so it saves you time. It gives you the option. Do you want to sit in traffic for 15 minutes or take a 15-minute alternate route? So I really enjoy it. I keep forgetting, like, it's not my default GPS app, but I need to get more in that habit. I like it a lot because for the long trips, it definitely saves a lot of time. And it's cool. It's got a little car app and thing like that. And if you're driving down, sometimes you get to see the other person who's using their app along the lines too. So they're using their app, and you drive right by them. So it's kind of fun. It is. So it's a social-driven GPS app, which I like a lot.
Yeah. So I had Google Maps because that's what I use, and I use it all the time.
Yeah, you travel a lot to teach classes, and so you need to do that.
I used to years ago. Have to print things out from that awful website MapQuest. And then you have to look at the paper while you're trying to drive, and there's a whole situation. Now I just punch it in my phone. It tells me where to go. If it wants to redirect me, I can just hit yes or no. It's so easy. It's a total life changer. I love Google Maps, but I will maybe give Waze a try.
You got to give it a try. Now, when you use Google Maps, do you use the voice commands too?
Yes, I hate when you turn off the voice
commands.
I can't stand
the voice
driving.
commands.
When I'm driving, I want the voice commands because I'll get caught up in my podcast. So the voice commands will stop the podcast so that it'll tell me to get off the exit. And I really need that kind of focus in my life. So thank you, Google Maps.
Now, when I use Google Maps or Waze, there's a little part of me that treats it like a video game. Like I'm watching, there's a turn coming up. Now, if you play video games, they're usually in the bottom corner or the upper corner. There's like the map, so when you're driving your car, there's a turn coming up. In my mind, I'm always like, I'm in the middle of a video game. I know exactly what's coming up. I know when I need to accelerate and slow down. Now, it's distorted because in the video games, it all happens a lot quicker. This one, you see a turn coming.
And you've got like 4 miles.
You're waiting forever for that turn to come on. All right, so no offense, but that was a pretty boring app.
Sorry, I'll have a better one next time.
Okay, well, Waze will make it into the top 10.
Yeah,
and maybe Google Maps. Not that we have a problem with Google Maps.
I love Google Maps, so don't listen to him.
Yeah, don't listen at all. So this next one, I think you're going to be a little bit surprised with because I don't use it that much, but I used to use it all the time, the Domino's order app.
Oh, yeah, we have an order from Domino's. Well, I guess for the kids sometimes from at work, you'll get them Domino's.
Yeah, and for the church groups and stuff like that, I'll order.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Domino's pizza except for the one. There's one pizza that I really like. What kind of crust is that?
It's a pan crust, so they put it in a pan.
Crust,
it's not hand tossed.
Now, I don't eat that anymore, but if I were to have pizza from Domino's, it would have to be the pan crust. It's the only one that is
it's the way the
good,
cheese
but it's really good.
Crust, it is really good.
Yeah, the rest of them are mediocre at best. But Domino's pizza, it's just
so the
not
app
my
makes
cup
it
of
so.
tea.
I mean, this is life changing. Like you call now, I'm a bigger fan, pizza wise, of the local shops. Yeah. Like I love calling up a local shop. We love going down the shore. Pizza down the shore. There's nothing that beats it down the shore. I don't know where you're listening to this, but for us, down the shore is Atlantic City, Wildwood, Ocean City, New Jersey. That is what real shore life is all about. And there are people, I know lots of people that will drive down just to get pizza down there. They'll drive 45 minutes for a slice.
Yeah.
But the Domino's app, you don't have to call. You don't have to talk to anybody. You put it in there, 2, 3 pizzas, whatever our kids house.
And then you can
pizzas.
track it, so you know when it's like left the store and it's on your way to the house. So your mouth can start to water. You can get the drinks poured.
About halfway there, when it says going in the oven, then I know I can get in the truck, head on over, and it'll be piping hot when I get there.
You're not getting it delivered. Gotcha.
Yeah, I never get it delivered. No,
but
we always pick it up.
you can with that app, and then it'll tell you like it left the store and it's on the way to the house. So yeah, that's a solid one, even though we don't really eat pizza anymore.
We don't use it anymore, but I have another food one coming up, and I think you might be surprised.
Okay, we'll see. Well, mine is a food one too.
Okay.
My next one is called Carb Manager. So this I love. It gives you like a pie chart, and it will track it'll track your micro. What is that word?
I have no idea because I don't use the app.
Oh.
Microorganisms.
No. Your
micro
macros.
machines.
It'll track your macros for you, your micros. So yeah, it'll tell you how much fat, how much protein, and how many carbs you've eaten, as well as just your
I've
calories.
seen you using this. It looks like you
I
could just scan the barcode.
Literally pull out what I'm going to eat. I scan it from my phone. It tracks it all for me. I used to try and use my Fitness Pal because everybody uses my Fitness Pal. That's like the most recommended site for tracking your food. I can't figure it out. I hate it. I've tried it so many times. It doesn't work for me. Plus, it doesn't really do your macros so much as like just tracking your food.
Now, you might have to define what macros are.
Your macronutrients. So it's not just a calorie count. It's how many of those, what's coming from fat, what's coming from protein, and what's coming from carbs. So you can really like streamline your diet in there and be really clear about what you're eating.
So I've seen you at the end of the day, you show me this pie chart and all the pretty little
I
colors
love when
around
my
it.
pie chart looks the way it's supposed to look at the end of the day. It's so gratifying.
Like what carbs are, fats, sugars, and stuff like
Yes.
that. It has all that located. So
Yep.
what's the name of the app again?
It's called Carb Manager, and I love it. It's super easy, and it's free. All of my apps are free. I
Yeah.
don't pay for apps.
There's only one app I have that we paid for. But yeah, so Carb Manager, again, not an app I would use. It's just not the way I'm wired. But you,
I mean, you could.
yeah, I definitely
don't.
could, but I don't. I got you. Why do I need to track my micro machines?
Macros.
My macros. All right, so that works out for you. So the next one that I've been using a lot lately is Yousician.
Oh yeah, you love that. I haven't tried it yet, but
SICIAN.
I'm really anxious to try it. So tell the people about it.
So Yousician is a teaching app, a music teaching app. So if you want to play guitar, bass, piano, or in my case, I'm trying to learn the ukulele. It is a wonderful little fun little teaching tool to teach you just some of the basics. I'm sure once I really get going and start to figure things out, there might be another step out there. But this, I mean, we watched TJ just crush it on this.
Yeah, he's killing it.
Picking up the bass guitar and really messing around. It is a fun, and it tracks all your studies. It's got challenges. It's got you end up strumming and playing along to a lot of the really popular songs. So it's not as if you're
Makes
sitting
you
there.
feel like you're playing a real song.
I'm a ukulele rock star. So this is going to be awkward on YouTube, but for the podcast. So why don't you tell them what I'm doing right now?
Oh my goodness, I think he's getting a ukulele right now. Yes, for sure. He's going to give us a treat.
So I brought the ukulele because I might as well prove that I know what I'm doing. So I can strum.
Wow.
I have no idea where that comes. I know, and I don't strum like they teach you to. Like I like.
Okay.
So you can do that kind of stuff. Sounds good. I think this is a C chord or an A minor.
C or A minor, could
I
be
don't know.
either one.
It comes color coded in the thing, so that's kind of how
Are you
I'm working it.
colorblind? Is that the problem?
No, it just I know it has letters, but I just go purple. I need to move in this direction.
Gotcha.
One finger's pink, one finger's green.
Sounds good.
So it's not too bad, right? It's working. And I can set it up to practice
I don't know if
15,
they're going to
20.
use you as their poster child for the app, but
Not yet. I'm the before right now. Right now I'm the before, and
Gotcha.
eventually I want to become
we'll do
the.
a follow-up on the
app.
app.
Yeah, feel free to ask me how I'm doing because I need some push on it. I remember last year. This was my goal in 2018 was to learn how to play the uke, and I wanted to ultimately play a song with the boys. And JT plays the piano, incredible. TJ plays classical guitar. So I'm watching our kids, and man, they are so good.
They are. Our boys are so good with instruments.
But we have also kind of raised it. I don't think they know that if they really hated it, they could probably protest. But
Well, Taden did. He protested the piano, and then he got a guitar teacher.
Right.
Because at first we had them both in piano, and TJ really wanted to go to guitar, even though I really wanted him to stay with piano. But ultimately, I wanted him to play, so we went with guitar.
yeah, the best song listening to him play is Blackbird.
Yeah,
It's just
Blackbird.
beautiful.
I love it. I
Sounds
could listen
beautiful.
to him play it all day.
And for Christmas, he played Jesu, Joy of Man's Desire. And if this wasn't a podcast and we had the legal rights, we'd let you listen to it. But if you want to, it's just a beautiful,
Yeah, he did a
classic
great
Christmas
job.
song. All right, so that's mine that I'm actually using. Now, there is a free version that you kind of barely use, but there is a fee, like a monthly fee. I think it's $15, which
think so.
we're making a 6-month commitment to it to see if I use it. But I come home watch JT use it or TJ use it all the time, and eventually you're going to try to.
I
tickle the
might
keys.
try and
So you can
play the
have
piano a little bit.
one subscription, and it covers all the instruments and everyone who wants to use it. It's a pretty great app.
So if you're thoroughly confused, our two boys are TJ, he plays guitar, and JT, he plays the piano. So if you're wondering what all those initials are about, that's what he's
That's
talking
true.
about.
Yeah, we've tried to keep it simple, but apparently
Yeah,
it got
it's
complicated. So
confusing.
what's your app? So
Okay,
Musician. So that's a
my
personal.
next one, where are we at? Is this number 7?
I have no idea where we're at.
I love this app called Airbrush. I have to sometimes take photos of the work I've done to upload them onto my hair page for Instagram, which is Joyce Does Hair. And I'm really bad.
Plug
Yeah.
alert.
I mean, I don't have a ton up there because I'm really bad at even remembering to take pictures. It's like one of my biggest weaknesses. I move on.
Which is a shame because you have tremendous before and afters. Like
I just don't take
the
the pictures.
transformations. Yeah, you just aren't in that mindset yet. And in this world, this social media world,
I should have been born a long time before I was because I'm not built for social
even
media
before
world.
Polaroids and all that
Yes.
stuff. I
Yes.
got news for you. A long time ago, like a lot of the stuff you do and really skilled at weren't all that popular.
Well, that's maybe true too. But anyway, when I do take a picture, I have to. I don't filter my pictures, but I do have to edit them to make them, the correct size or whatever. Sometimes I will take wrinkles off a face or something, just to make it so everybody's happy, the model and myself. So I find these apps very difficult to use. So this one I found to be very user-friendly. If I can figure it out, your grandmom can figure it out. You can edit a picture, no problem, using Airbrush.
Just Airbrush?
Just Airbrush.
Nice. So hopefully you'll start picking up that end. Maybe. So for me, I need to start playing the uke a little bit more. For her, she needs to start taking pictures a bit more. And she always comes, I did this beautiful thing, this incredible thing. And one of the first things out of my mouth is,
Did you take a picture?
it's like, oh, I forgot, or she had to leave and blah, blah, blah. But she said she's going to send me a picture later. And so they send this weird selfie, like they're holding their hand behind their head, trying to take a picture of their hair. And that one doesn't quite make social media.
Yeah, and I don't want to ask my clients to send me pictures.
No.
And sometimes I don't want to ask them to pose for a picture. It's usually if I'm doing a coworker, I'll make them pose for a picture, or someone that I've done long enough that I know they wouldn't mind. But I don't want to inconvenience people, so I can plaster them on my social media.
Oh, everyone wants to be on Joyce Does Hair.
I'm sure. Okay, what do you got next?
So the next one I have not used in a long time, full disclosure.
Okay.
But when I did use it, and I will use it again, I used it a lot and it was huge. It's called Pace Control, PACE Control.
Never heard of that app.
So a while back, last year, I picked up, through the SoulCon program and everything, I started running. Let's use air quotes in that. So you can't see it on, I am physically air quoting.
It really is.
The running. So I started running last year. Now we have already talked about it in other podcasts. We hate running. So I don't enjoy it. But there's a competitive element to it for me. So I think of myself when I was back in college and high school and the things that I used to be able to do, physically and distance running, I was much better. So there's a certain element to me that thinks I need to be able to get to such a point. Like I need to be able to run so fast, so far.
So it keeps you on pace so you don't slack off.
This exactly, it does what it says. Pace control. I can say I want to run at this pace, and it'll let me know you are 13 seconds behind your pace. You are 45 seconds
Did we
behind
use
your
this
pace.
app when we were walking around that park with the boys and it was like, pick up your pace? And I was like, is your phone telling me to hurry up my walk? Is that the app?
No, we use this one, the Samsung. There's a Samsung health app that does kind of the same thing.
That's a snooty app. We were trying to take a nice walk and it's like, pick up your pace.
You're
I'm
going
like,
too
really?
slow.
Tell your phone to shut it.
It's like, whatever you're dragging behind you, let it go. Like, I'm trying. It's my rear end. I'm trying. That's what I'm walking for here. Pace control, I used it in the couple of 5Ks I ran last year, and it really keeps up. The only problem is, once I get behind, I'm behind.
Yeah.
So I don't have an extra gear to kick in to kind of push me over to the next level.
You'll get there.
But so I'll be using it a lot this year. I have a couple events I'll be running in, and I'm sure we'll talk about it here because I like to run with people that I know. It's so much more fun. Oh man, when you're done with a race and you're exhausted, it's nice to look in someone else's face that you know, and they're just as beat up as you are. So what's your next?
All
next
right,
app?
what do I have next? I have Google Music. That's how I listen to my podcasts on my phone. So I use that.
Little known fact, that's how they can listen to this podcast.
That's how you can listen to this podcast. Who knew? That's probably the most used app because I literally have a podcast going in the background all the time. I mean, unless I'm at work, of course I don't. But at home, my phone is usually in my pocket with somebody talking to me. I have several that I like to kind of rotate through. So that one I probably use most often. But whatever you use to listen to podcasts, I'm sure it's the same thing. So yeah, that's my next.
That's a lot of times I'll hear multiple voices up, and I don't know if you're on a conference call because the podcast you listen to are similar in style to this one, where it's a couple of people talking about
most of them,
different things. So there's not like crazy music going on in the background. So it took me a long time to adjust. Like, okay, she's just listening to a podcast. She's not on a conference call or anything like that. I could bust in or like every married couple does. I try to communicate with you down the hallway. And you don't hear me because you're listening to Joe Schmo on your Google.
I may not even text him back.
Yeah, I mean, because your phone, it's there. It's just working its way around. So the next app I have that I use, it's again another seasonal app that I use a lot, is CBS Fantasy Football app.
Oh, jeez.
And I have to bring this one up. You know why?
No.
Because last year I won the championship. After like 8 or 9 years in the same fantasy football league, I finally won the chip. I finally won it. And you bet I was on that app every single day, especially throughout the last 3 weeks of the season, of the regular season. While we're in playoffs, I am every day trying to find out who am I going to put on my team? How do I fix and make this team even better? So my phone got a workout with that app.
So yeah, he did finally win fantasy football. He's been playing probably our whole marriage practically.
I love fantasy football.
And then he told me how much money he won. And I thought to myself, oh my word, how much money have we lost over the years?
Nope, still came out on top. I still came out on top.
Well, he bought himself a special treat for winning. He bought himself a remote start for his pickup truck.
I got a remote start for my truck. Now, I love my truck. It pretty much goes my wife, my children, my truck. I mean,
I think he might be exaggerating a pinch.
Just a little bit. I do love my truck, but I don't get to park in the garage. Like you get to park your car in the garage, and your car.
Because his truck doesn't fit in the garage. Has nothing to do with me taking over the garage or the fact that the other side is a disgusting mess because he needs to clean it out.
That's later on.
Simply because his truck does not fit in the garage.
So. And every year, every winter, I'm like, I need to get a remote start. I need to get a remote start. And finally, this year,
we did it.
Little windfall. My fantasy football genius paid off, and now I can stand. Literally, I can stand in my office now and start my truck.
It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful life.
Having said that, it's like 50 degrees outside right now, so who needs a remote start for that? So that was mine. What's your?
I think we've probably done at least 10. I only have one more, and it's kind of a throw-in because I didn't know if I would need it, but I did put the Remind app because that one I do use frequently. I don't know if you have the Remind app, but basically your kids' teachers can send to you like there's a test or they have to stay after school for this, or don't forget you're bringing brownies today and blah, blah, blah. And then you on that app can literally just text right back to the teacher and say, whatever, can I bring cookies instead of brownies? And they get it right away instantly. It's like just sending text messages back and forth. Fantastic way for a teacher-parent communication.
Yeah, that is a wonderful app. I don't get the same. I'm not on the same text things. I guess everything's running towards you. But if you're running a group or something like this, is a great way to communicate.
Yeah, like the whole band can be on the same.
A lot of information out there.
Remind.
The neat thing is the text back. Like I didn't know you could text back.
Oh yeah, just do-do-do, and it goes right to the teacher. It's wonderful.
Well, that's a really.
That was my official texting voice. Do-do-do.
Do-do-do. That's probably how you.
That's how I do it.
Well, I do have one more app that is
all right.
Probably.
We'll do top whatever we've got.
No, this is number one, bar none. There's no number two. This is 1, 2, and 3. The ultimate of all apps, and it is my Dunkin' Donuts on the go app.
Oh yeah, I don't use this unless I'm in the car with you because you will order for me. But it's very convenient. Tell the people about it.
It's so convenient. I love the Dunkin' Donuts on the go app, and we are not being sponsored by them. But
no, we just love them
the way I
so
talk
much.
about it. You're gonna think someone's paying me to do this. So over the summer, I found this new obsession: the iced coffee, and like a lot of people now, I found this iced coffee in the midst of like our diet change, like the things are changing. So I had to make some modifications. A lot of these things come with extra sugars and all that kind of
they're
stuff.
terrible
And
for
I
you.
used to be like, look, if you're gonna drink coffee, you're gonna drink it hot, like a man drinks it. And women drink cold coffee, and that was always a kind
That's
of
how he would say it too.
that's all the kind of perception I had. And then I forget what it was. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try an iced coffee. I'll try it and put it in there and put a flavor shot in
You
that.
probably tried mine, but I don't.
Probably
remember.
did try yours. We're probably down the shore.
I'm a huge iced coffee fan.
And I probably tried it. I was like, oh, this is not too bad. And it is hot outside. And I really like the flavor of coffee. So then I started going to Dunkin' Donuts for iced coffees every day.
Literally every day.
The guy knows my name
I'm
there.
a summertime iced coffee drinker. I drink it in the summer. Sam drinks it every day at 2:00.
Well, not necessarily 2 o'clock.
2-ish.
Somewhere between 2 and 4. Because they start, the sale starts for them, I think, at like 2 o'clock.
That's for lattes, not for coffee.
No, they have like $1 off or something. Whatever it is, I'm being frugal with my daily
I
purchase
don't
of
know if
iced
you
coffee.
are, but I'm going to fact check that.
And using the app is where when I jumped over, I used to go there, make the order, go through the drive-through, wait, and then they go through, and eventually I built a rapport with them. They'd see me like, you want same thing, so I don't have to go through.
Usual.
Yep, because I like tall. That's the wrong. Large iced coffee, dark roast black.
Light on the ice.
Light on the ice. I hate when they fill the whole thing up with ice. It takes away
We know.
all your coffee. And then with 2 pumps of caramel. That is my cheat. That is my
That's
thing.
his sugar.
That's my sugar that I like to take in. And they get it, they mix it, and they put it there. And eventually I got to know the guy there. I got to know one of the kids that works there on a first name basis. So it's been going. Then I've been going there so long, and someone said to me, maybe you, why not the app? So then I found
Definitely wasn't me. I'm
found
not that
the app,
savvy.
and if you order so much, you get points, and you start getting free drinks on it, and you get all these credits. So it saved us money.
So it has not saved us money. But what I do like about the app, and I don't even have it on my phone because I don't know how to use it, is I can really customize how I want my coffee because I'm pretty particular about how I want them to fix my coffee. And when you say it over the thing, sometimes there's a language barrier at Dunkin'
Let's be
Donuts.
honest, yep.
And sometimes it's a 16-year-old kid who does not care that I'm counting my calories and he's going to dump all the cream he has in there in my coffee. But on the phone, you can be very specific about the amounts you want put in. And I've got to say, I've never gotten my order wrong when we order through the app.
Yep.
But I almost always get it wrong when I just go through and order it by myself, and then I've got to doctor up my own coffee. Usually I'll just order it black, take it home, and fix it the way I want it. That's the easiest route to go. That's the way you're going to get your coffee the way you want it.
And if you're a natural introvert, the app is the best way to go. 'Cause
Yes.
If
You don't have to talk to
You don't have to
anybody.
talk to anyone at all. If you want to pick it up in the store, you just tell, I'm going to pick it up in the store. You
Yep.
walk past the line, grab it at the end. It's got your
already
name on
paid
it.
for, it's
Already
done.
paid, ready to go on through. If you want to go through the drive-through, you just say on the go order for Sam, and it's ready to go. There is no interaction
It's
whatsoever.
the way to go. I'm going to get this app. I don't know what the holdout's been. You're going to have to teach me how to order my coffee this way.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. That kind of sets up the caveat for, we have all these apps, we use all these apps, but we're not necessarily app savvy.
We aren't really savvy people, I would say. But
Not at all. Well, we'd like to think we know something.
something.
So it would be really cool if you're listening to this and you say, oh, I wonder if they know about...
We don't.
We
Tell
don't.
us.
Yeah.
Give us your apps. Give us your tips and tricks.
We would love to know about it. So
Yeah.
you can email us at doingliferadio@gmail.com. If you're having a hard time trying to find us, just think doingliferadio.com. You can go to our website and you can reach out to us there. But we want to know what you have. We'll do this again in a few
Yeah, we'll
weeks.
follow up with your favorite apps after we've had a chance to try them out.
We'll play with them.
See how we like them.
So we're really excited about that, sharing that with you. Now, obviously, the apps that we are associated with, this podcast is on Google Play. We ask you to like and share that. We are also on Podomatic. Like and share that. We will be on Spotify soon, so like and share that. And we're working on iTunes.
And YouTube too, right? If they want to see our pretty faces.
Oh, if you want to see us, we're right here on YouTube, so you get to watch us during that whole time. Again, subscribe, like, share, whatever. Let's help get the word out. We want this to be a communal podcast where you drive the boat. You tell us what you want us to be experts on this week.
Sounds
this
good.
week we're experts on the Rimple top 10 apps.
Top whatever.
I guess, 12. Top 12
Easily.
apps. That's what happens when you don't wait till the end of the year. You end up getting carried away.
Yeah.
Well, that's enough for now.
All right. We'll see you next week.
Talk to you later.